Faith is the beginning, the first courageous step toward a life of triumph and purpose. It's the spark that ignites the flame of hope in our hearts, lighting the path ahead when everything else seems dark. However, while faith is essential, it's only the beginning of the journey. The true destination, the fulfillment of everything faith promises, is knowledge. Think of faith as a map, a compass pointing to true north. It guides us in the right direction, but by itself, it cannot take us to our final destination. It's knowledge that actually allows us to walk the path, overcome obstacles, and ultimately reach the promised land of understanding and lasting peace. For there is no permanent victory, no lasting peace for mankind, except through divine knowledge. And this knowledge isn't granted lightly. It must be sought with diligence, through a life of unwavering purity and righteousness. It's a prize reserved for those who persevere, who refuse to settle for anything less than absolute truth. The concept of knowledge versus faith. Picture faith and knowledge as two traveling companions, each with its own role to play. Faith is the brave explorer, venturing into the unknown, believing in things not yet seen. It faces trials and tribulations, perseveres in darkness, and refuses to be discouraged. Faith is the force that drives us forward when all odds seem stacked against us. But while faith works in the shadows, knowledge dwells in the light. It's the reward for perseverance, the substance of things possessed. When knowledge is attained, the afflictions of faith dissolve like mist under the rising sun. Knowledge transcends doubt and uncertainty, providing clarity that is both profound and liberating. However, it's crucial to understand that the knowledge discussed here isn't superficial. It's not a mere collection of facts and figures, but rather a deep, experiential understanding of life's most fundamental truths. It's the kind of knowledge that transforms, that reshapes our very essence until we become one with the wisdom we've acquired. Think of knowledge as a key that unlocks the mysteries of the universe. Once obtained, it cannot be lost or stolen. It becomes an integral part of who we are, guiding our thoughts and actions with unshakable certainty. It's the pinnacle of the human journey, the endpoint toward which faith has been guiding us from the beginning. Knowledge as the path to enlightenment and liberation from suffering. Imagine a prison whose bars are forged not of steel, but of ignorance and illusion. It's in this prison that most of humanity resides, chained by fears, anxieties, and sorrows, born of an incomplete understanding of reality's true nature. However, there exists a key that can unlock these chains and open the doors to freedom, and that key is knowledge. Wisdom and understanding aren't gifts reserved for a chosen few, but treasures available to all who are willing to embark on the journey of self-discovery and transformation. By walking the path of purity and tirelessly seeking truth, any individual can be reborn into a new realm, one governed not by the anarchy of selfish desires, but by the harmonious order of love and perfect laws. Consider the negative states that so often haunt the human mind: anxiety, fear, sadness, remorse. These aren't inherent components of the human condition, but rather shadows cast by a mind not yet fully illuminated by the light of wisdom. Just as darkness inevitably dissipates with the rising sun, these shadowy states fade away in the presence of true knowledge. For to be victorious over oneself in all areas of life is to see life as it truly is, stripped of the illusions woven by ego. It's to remain unshaken amid the storms of circumstances, rooted in a peace that transcends worldly understanding. The person of knowledge isn't affected by the problems and challenges that destabilize those still dwelling in darkness. They remain steady, a beacon of stability in a sea of chaos. The role of love and transcendence of ego. At the center of this transformation lies a power greater than any other, the power of love. The person of true knowledge and inner victory doesn't dwell above the world of pain and sorrow through coldness or indifference, but because they reside in a love so vast and encompassing that no thought of self can penetrate its sacred precincts. This isn't the superficial love celebrated in songs and poems, but rather a transformative force that transmutes the very essence of being. Through the transcendence of ego, through shifting focus from the narrow desires of self to the expansive well-being of all creation, sorrow itself is alchemically transformed into all-encompassing love. However, this isn't a path for the faint of heart or for those still attached to the fleeting pleasures of the material world. The pursuit of divine knowledge requires a resolute turning away from selfish desires, petty ambitions, and emotional attachments that keep the soul in chains. It's a path of surrender, of becoming a conscious instrument for the manifestation of cosmic law. But for those brave enough to embark on this journey, for those willing to let go of the known for the unknown, the rewards are beyond measure. For at the end of this path lies not just knowledge, but freedom itself. Freedom from pain, from sorrow, from the very bondage of ego. It's a state of oneness with all creation, a plunge into the infinity of cosmic consciousness. Awakening to inner power. At the core of every human being, even in those whose souls have been stained by the sins and tribulations of life, lies an inviolable sanctuary, a citadel of unshakable strength and infinite potential. It's in this sacred place, hidden in the depths of our being, that we find the dwelling of the supreme good, the divine spark that illuminates the path to true greatness. We aren't mere pawns at the mercy of fate's whims, but rather the legitimate bearers of victory's scepter. This power isn't granted from the outside, but springs from the depths of our own being, waiting patiently to be awakened by those brave enough to embark on the journey of self-knowledge. For within each of us resides the potential for enlightenment, for transcendence of ego's limitations, and for lasting victory over the afflictions of worldly existence. However, this potential can't be realized through superficial efforts or external pursuits. It requires a deep dive into the waters of consciousness, an unwavering commitment to discovering and embracing our true nature. This isn't a journey for the faint of heart, as it involves facing the shadows of one's own being and emerging triumphant on the other side. But for those who persevere, who refuse to settle for anything less than the totality of their being, the rewards are truly transformative. For true knowledge isn't about external domination, but about inner mastery. It's not about accumulating facts and figures, but about developing a deep and unshakable wisdom that permeates every facet of being. One who has reached such a state doesn't seek to rule or subjugate others, but rather becomes a teacher through example, a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who cross their path. Conclusion. Ultimately, the spiritual journey is a progression from faith to knowledge, from darkness to light, from suffering to lasting peace. While faith is a valuable companion on this path, providing comfort and guidance in the darkest hours, it's knowledge that finally frees us from the chains of ignorance and illusion. Through the relentless pursuit of wisdom and the cultivation of inner purity, we free ourselves from the negative states that have long held us captive. Anxiety, fear, sadness, and remorse fade away in the light of true understanding, losing their hold over the human psyche. In their place arises a sense of peace and harmony that transcends external circumstances, an inner rebirth into a world governed by love and perfect laws. This is the central message of hope that echoes through the corridors of time, that liberation from suffering isn't just possible, but our birthright. No matter how far we've strayed from the path, purity, comfort, healing, and triumph are always within reach. All that's required is an unwavering commitment to truth, a willingness to embrace our deepest nature and awaken to the infinite power that resides within us. Although these truths are often expressed in the language of religion, their relevance transcends any specific tradition. The themes of self-transcendence, inner enlightenment, and victory over suffering through knowledge are universal, echoing through the ages and resonating in the depths of the human spirit. Therefore, let each seeker turn inward to the infinite wisdom that already resides within their own heart. For it's there, in the silence beyond thought, that the seeds of true understanding are waiting to be nurtured and bloom into a life of purpose, peace, and transcendent love. This is the invitation extended to all, not to an easy journey, but to the only journey that truly matters.